Hey guys, it's MattySports bringing you my Week 15 predictions of the 2013 college football season. Last week in Week 14 Rivalry Week, I went 6-4, which is not bad because Rivalry Week is the toughest week to pick in college football, so I did alright. I missed my upset special of Georgia Tech over Georgia. Georgia Tech just lost them in double overtime. It was a really good game, really close, but unfortunately Georgia Tech cannot win. Other notable games: Ohio State beat Michigan on a 2-point conversion stop by the Ohio State's goal line defense, so congratulations for them. And Florida State defeated Florida in the Swamp pretty convincingly. Stanford beat Notre Dame by a touchdown. Missouri beat Texas A&M by a touchdown. And the big game, Auburn defeated number 1 Alabama. It was crazy. Everyone knows the play by now. Chris Davis returned it pretty much 109 yards, even though in the record it'll only say 100. But I returned it from the back of the end zone on the missed 57-yard field goal. Returned it all the way back for a touchdown, and there was 1 second left on the clock. It was crazy. Just that whole game was great, and congratulations to Auburn. They deserved that win in that game. And now Alabama's number 4, and it's possibly looking like a Florida State versus Ohio State national championship game. But that's besides the point. We're moving into conference championship weekend, and we're going to get things started in the American Athletic Conference on Thursday night, which is tonight, of number 19 Louisville traveling on the road to Cincinnati. Now this game's kind of significant because if Cincinnati wins and UCF loses, Cincinnati could possibly go to a BCS bowl game, but I don't think UCF's going to lose. I don't have their game predicted on here, so I like Louisville in this game because Teddy Bridgewater is too good at quarterback, and although Cincinnati is at home, I think Louisville is just going to be too great of a team for Cincinnati, so I like Louisville in this one. Next, we have the MAC championship game in Detroit, Michigan, of Bowling Green versus number 14 Northern Illinois. Now, we all know Northern Illinois is a great team this year. They went to a BCS bowl game last year in the Orange Bowl, and they're trying to go back to another BCS bowl game this year. And if they win this game, they're pretty much locked into going. They would probably be going to the Fiesta Bowl, so another BCS bowl game is another one for Northern Illinois. It'll be great for their school history. And I don't know much about Bowling Green, so I think Jordan Lynch at quarterback in Northern Illinois will be able to repeat as MAC conference champions. Next, we have a Big 12 game of number 17 Oklahoma traveling on the road to number 6 Oklahoma State. Now, Oklahoma State beat Baylor a couple of weeks ago pretty convincingly, and Oklahoma, they've kind of just been having an average year this year, so I like Oklahoma State at home to win this easily without any contest at all. Next, we have another Big 12 game of number 25 Texas traveling on the road to number 9 Baylor. Now, Baylor came off with a loss to Oklahoma State, and Texas has still been just kind of meandering around towards the middle. And even though Baylor lost their previous game, I think they will be able to bounce back and defeat Texas at home. Next, we have probably the biggest game of the day, the SEC championship game of number 5 Missouri versus number 3 Auburn in the Georgia Dome. Now, this is a very tough game for me to pick. A lot of people underestimate Missouri. I think they can be able to come out in this game and play really, really well. And Auburn, they've just had the most emotional season so far. From when they played Georgia on that Hail Mary deflection to the field goal, the missed field goal return, Auburn's just been a team of destiny for them, and I'm gonna have to pick Auburn to win this game. So even though I think Missouri does have a great chance, I just can't stop Auburn's momentum. So I like Auburn in the SEC championship game. Next, we have the Pac-12 championship game of number 7 Stanford traveling on the road to number 11 Arizona State. Now, I actually like Arizona State in this game. Stanford they haven't been consistent. They have not been consistent. They've lost to 2 different types of teams. They beat Oregon, but it's like they're losing to unranked teams at the same time. So, in Arizona State, they're an underestimated team. They're kind of like Missouri, and the Missouri of the Pac-12. They were really good, and I think because they'll have the home field advantage in this Pac-12 championship game, I think they will be able to win this game, so I like Arizona State. And next, we have the ACC championship game of number 20 Duke versus number 1 Florida State. Now, Duke came off of a really emotional win against their in-state rival North Carolina to clinch the ACC Coastal, and Florida State is coming off of a rivalry win over Florida in Gainesville. So, I'm gonna have to pick Florida State. I really don't think it's gonna be close. However, congratulations to Duke and David Cutcliffe. They have been a great team this year, and they deserve to be in this championship game. And also, as of when I'm recording this, they just announced that Jameis Winston would not be charged of any crimes, so he will not be suspended. And because of that suspicion lifted off the whole team's head as a whole, I think Florida State will be even more focused, and I think they'll win this game pretty convincingly. Next, we have the Mountain West Championship game of Utah State traveling on the road to number 23 Fresno State. I like Fresno State in this game, even though they lost to San Jose State last week. I think they'll be able to bounce back and at least win the Mountain West. Their BCS Bowl chances are shot, but I think they can at least still win their conference to have a really successful season this year. And next we have the upset special of USF traveling on the road to Rutgers. And I like USF upsetting Rutgers this week. Now, USF almost upset UCF last week in a very close game, and in which UCF only won by 3 points. So, because of that, I think USF can kind of ride that momentum that they sort of had at UCF and be able to go on the road at Rutgers and be able to upset the Scarlet Knights. So I like USF on the road. And next we have the marquee game of the week where College Game Day will be going to. And they are going to the Big Ten Championship game in Indianapolis, where number 2 Ohio State will play number 10 Michigan State. Now, both of these teams came off of a win last week. Of course, Ohio State's being very close against Michigan. And Michigan State came off of a win against Minnesota pretty convincingly. So, I want to pick Michigan State in this, just because Ohio State had such a tough time with Michigan. But I've also got to remember that that was a rivalry game, and Ohio State was on the road in one of the toughest environments to play in. And because this will be a neutral site game, I'm going to have to pick the Buckeyes. I think Michigan State's defense, although they are a really great defense, I think Braxton Miller will still be able to go outside the pocket and still rush for some positive yards. And I think Ohio State's offense is too good for Michigan State's defense, so I like the Buckeyes winning this Big Ten Championship game. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for this week's prediction video. Let me know what you think in the comments below of any of the few games I missed, because there's not that many this week. And anything else you thought about this video, if you want to put that in the comments, that'd be cool. But I'll guess that'll be it for this week, and I'll see you next week where I will predict one more game, and I will kind of reflect on the whole college football season as a whole. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next week where I pick the Army-Navy game and talk about the college football season. So, see you guys then.